Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Our next bit of wisdom here from Ibn ḥikam Secondary. This is a bit longer one. Victor Danner translates it as, and rahmatullahi ala Victor Danner. This is his legacy, I think. You know, for so many people, this is how they know him and remember him. Hardly does the intention of the initiate, the seeker, want to stop at what has been revealed to him or her, then the voices of reality call out to him, that which you are looking for is still ahead of you. And hardly do the exterior aspects of created things display their charms, then their inner realities call out to him, we are only a trial, so disbelieve not. Right? Let's hit it one more time. Hardly does the intention of the seeker want to stop at what has been revealed to him of spiritual openings, then the voices of reality call out to him, that which you are looking for is still ahead of you, meaning don't stop. And hardly do the exterior aspects of created beings display their charms and enticements, then their inner realities themselves call out to him saying, right, we are only a trial, a fitna, so disbelieve not. And of course this is from the Quran, right? Innama nahnu fitnatun. We are a fitna, right? We are a spiritual crisis, or we are a trial. We are chaos waiting to happen, right? فَلَا تَكْفُرْ. Right here, really. So don't be deceived, right? Don't be deluded into thinking otherwise or being too attached to these things, right? So quickly, a person is traveling the path, engaging in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, looking to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or Allah just hits them with a spiritual opening out of nowhere. There will be aphorisms about that too. What he's saying here is that when you have a very special spiritual experience, an opening with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like never before, you feel the presence of Allah, and you are singular in your focus on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and your heart, right, has that beautiful feeling of being close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? I think that almost everybody has had such an experience at different moments during their prayer or their meditation, right? So on and so forth. That was for that moment, right? That was so beautiful, that time that I was praying in the mountains, and I had this presence with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything was so pure, so safi, so clear. That was for that moment. You're never going to have that moment again. Okay? So don't get caught up in trying to get back to that same experience. There are new experiences that are totally different that Allah has in store for you. So keep going forward. Don't keep trying to get back to what was the rizq that Allah sent you at one point in your journey. That was for then, and it will never be the same again. But you have to have that confidence that Allah has something even greater in store for you. And of course it comes when He's ready to give it to you. And He is ready to give it to you when He has deemed that you're ready for it, not when you've deemed you're ready for it. So that is probably the most important lesson we can pull from here, right? But also what he's saying is, never feel that you've arrived. Never be so ecstatic or pleased even with a particular spiritual station that you may have achieved, and that reality has been uncovered for you and you see what you've never seen before. Don't get so consumed by it or pleased with it that you feel that I've now arrived, I've gotten to where I need to be. You'll never get where you need to be. So he says, no seeker has ever reached a particular station of having spiritual realities revealed for them, and then thinks that maybe I should tarry here for a time, that maybe this is a good place to be, except a voice. So a hatif is a disembodied voice. And then later that word hatif was used for the telephone, right? But hatif means I heard a voice that said to me, don't stop. What you are ultimately seeking is still ahead, so keep moving, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Kamal, and He's infinite. He has no end. So the Kamalat that Allah has on offer have no end for you, so keep moving forward. Lastly, and to close, he will go on to say, the objects and material things of the world, a person may be very impressed with them, and see their delights, and see their charms, and see how enticing they could be. But a voice from the reality of those objects metaphorically calls out, right, to the seeker, don't get consumed by us, don't get drawn in, because at the end of the day we're a fitna. Every object has, right, different faces or perspectives. One is a face that faces the world and reminds us of worldly things. But every object also has a face that's pointing toward its creator, because it's a created thing. So which of those two will you orient yourself to? The same object will have a face that takes you away from the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but the second, right, is inviting you to be grateful if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given it to you. So here is some aspects of consciousness for us to think about. Barakallahu feekum wa ahsani ilaykum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.